Raising Cane's or Zaxby's?
Mm.
We're gonna have this discussion. Zaxby's is better than Raising Cane's.
Yep.
That's not even a discussion. Everybody knows that.
No, not everyone knows that. Not everyone's on that train.
Everybody's not going to agree with us.
Raising Cane's batter is like no seasoning at all. It's just flour.
That's what eating fried water.
Yeah.
But see, you're supposed to see the sauce. You know what I'm saying? The sauce.
No,
is the key
it should be good without the sauce. They dip it in water and throw it in flour and be like, all right, that's good.
Nah, man. Who goes to Raising Cane's just to eat the chicken strips, bro? Nah, you gotta have the sauce, bro.
What?
That's true. But the chicken should be good enough to where if you run out of that Raising Cane sauce, you're like, all right, I just finished off these 2 little bites. Exactly. But when you finish off that sauce, you just put in the refrigerator, and then the next day you go to Raising Cane's. Hey, I still got a few leftovers from my last order, so can I just buy Raising Cane sauce? Like, you can't eat the chicken without the sauce.
Let me get an entree of sauce. That's what you said.
And their fries, their fries aren't reheatable. Like, if you don't eat them right then, they're garbage.
They're
what fries are reheatable though?
There are some.
Jack in the Box, they're curly fries.
They're not reheatable.
What's up, Podsters? Welcome back. This is episode Jumpman 23.
Boy, what is that?
That was not Jumpman.
How's it not?
Boy, your arm was bent.
What? I mean, if I put it straight up, my outside the camera.
So it's better to do this.
You can catch my shoes at Payless.
Next to Shaq's.
They don't even exist anymore, I don't think.
Payless don't exist?
I don't think so.
They don't have
They took away quite a bit.
Most of them shut down.
Yeah, they took away quite a bit.
That's like everything.
Lost the market too.
Yeah, they went bankrupt. They went bankrupt.
Again.
Who's not, though?
Yeah, that's facts.
My Pod Ties. I am 1/4 of Pod Ties. Dylan, and these are my brother / co-host, Jeff. Drip Jeff in the building.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Albert, the original.
The one and only.
That's much better, Albert. Keep your neck intact.
Whoa. Kyrie, you need to trademark that before Albert steals it.
Oh, my God.
And the one, the only, Kyron.
Yes, sir. The one and only. There's like a million Alberts. Albert Einstein. Some other Alberts.
Hey, Kyron, what you got on your shirt there?
It says Pod Ties, and it says keep them ties strong.
Oh,
I like that.
I like that too. We need a pop-up shop already. Maybe those places where Payless used to be. We can have our pop-up shop there. They call it Payless.
Coming to a street near you.
Oh my gosh.
My pen go. All right, I can't find it.
Mr. Pick Six, can you start us off without your pen?
Oh yeah, I got it. I already got the notes. You know, it's all in.
You got your, what do you call it like your handy dandy?
My handy dandy
notebook.
Kyron the Explorer.
Oh. Let me start off by saying, what an eventful weekend it was for football. Well, at least.
The weekend was, not Thursday.
At least for me, we had one game that's been postponed about 100 times, being
Facts.
in the Steelers. So I'm 5-0 instead of 6-0. You know what I mean? But
will this be the second time that you go, have a perfect record? Weekly record, or will this be the first time in Pod Ties history?
See, I got to go back because I think I did it one other time.
Intern.
Run the tape.
Run it.
You're gonna have to figure this out.
Yeah, we are. Very eventful weekend for me. You know, I went 5-0, but there's some good games on. So yeah, let's get into it.
You want to talk about our records or no?
No.
All right.
We're Mr. Irrelevant.
Well, you did widen the gap between you and Jeff for the last 2 weeks. Before this one, Jeff, you were just like one game behind Kyron. Now he's up 3 games, so those Texas teams for us, the Cowboys and then the Longhorns, they messed it up for you. I was actually rooting for you, of course, because I want those 2 teams to win because I'm heavily invested in those 2 teams. I'm a huge fan. I'm a fanatic. So I was rooting for you to get that number 1 spot, but didn't work out. And Albert,
give y'all the sauce, man.
Your record's actually pretty good. We're all above 500, so we didn't have terrible weeks, but Kyron remains Mr. Pick 6.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. So we got Iowa State versus Texas. All right, man. This was Sam Ellinger's going away party, and yeah, he it wasn't
Won't
a good
miss him.
send-off.
Took a L.
Yeah,
I won't miss him.
L.
Is he going to the league?
No. I'll say he played a pretty good game. He threw for 363 yards, but it just didn't like reciprocate into like, you know, the end.
Somebody lying.
Yeah. Wait, somebody.
He
Well,
threw
298 or
363.
300?
Well, since Dylan has it up there, he threw for 298 yards. It wasn't a bad. He didn't do bad, but
That's the intern. If it's wrong,
that's the intern. But
hold
yeah,
on, let me see. Is that total yards maybe?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's what it's looking like.
yeah.
Yeah, it says
Yeah, that's total
298.
Yeah, I say he had a good game. I just think, you know, people around him didn't. Iowa State, they had a 69-yard drive with about 3 minutes left. So Texas had a chance to score, but they didn't. So they had let's see, they marched down the Iowa State's 36-yard line, and yeah, we all know Ellinger got sacked.
Why did he hold the ball? Why did he step back, observe, look around while he's in the pocket, and then decide to step towards the blitz or the collapsed pocket and take the sack when they had good field position to get a field goal?
Right.
So he took a page out of Carson Wentz's book.
Yeah.
The man is at home.
It's a good comparison right there. So he may just go number 2 in the 2021 NFL draft.
I hope he's not declared for the draft, is he?
He's a senior, right?
Yeah.
Shoot your shot, man.
He need to go home.
Yeah, why not? I mean, like,
Hey, Cole McCoy's still in the league. He's starting.
At least he went to a title game.
Hey, man, there's 6 rounds in the NFL draft.
7.
He made. Oh shit, 7. 7 rounds in the NFL draft.
Getting your stats from that piff.
He may be able to land a backup spot somewhere. Maybe even
Very
start.
true.
I don't know.
oh yeah. So that sack put them in bad, you know, field position. So the kicker had to kick a 58-yarder. Was it 58 yards? It was something like that.
Yeah, it was
like wide,
pretty far.
And they lost the game.
It had some power. I was for just a split second. I was like, okay, this may be good. And it wasn't that he didn't have strength like in the leg for it to actually go in between the field goal posts. I think it was just that it kind of lost momentum and it veered left right at the last second. So that's what hurt him. But you cannot blow a 20-10 lead in the second half. They were up by 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty tragic.
Looking like Georgia out there.
But yeah, Iowa State, this is their first victory in Austin since 2010. So it had been a decade since Iowa State had gone to Longhorns home turf and got a victory, and now it seems like Iowa State has a clear shot to make it to the Big 12 championship game and possibly face Oklahoma Sooners. That would be a good Big 12 championship matchup, even though we all want to see that Cotton Bowl rematch, but we all don't get what we want.
All right, going on to Coastal Carolina versus Texas State. So I think this is one of the most predictable games of the weekend. This was out of no, bro. You know, without going too much into the stats yet, I'm going to say Texas State has a history of losing. They're trash. They have
the state of Texas or Texas State.
I mean, might as well this year. We have a,
COVID.
we've been losing. So, yeah, they have a 3-2 win season in the last 3 2-win seasons in the last 5 years.
Dang.
Yeah, butt cheeks. And they only finished above 500 once in like the last 9 seasons. Just set that on the table. They haven't done anything to improve, so they've been getting the work. And then on the other end, let's see. On Carolina's side, the running back C.J. Marable ran for 157 yards and 3 TDs. So it was pretty much over before halftime. It was trash.
Yeah, I mean, but you remember I shouted out McBride in the last episode, and he didn't have a bad game. Yeah, it's just like you said with Ellinger. He had a good game. It's just the people around him didn't have a great game.
That's facts. Now, Alabama, Auburn. Okay, I lied. This is kind of predictable too.
Yeah.
It was so predictable that Dylan said the wrong thing.
But Alabama on their side, they were able to do whatever they wanted to do on that field, man. Mac Jones went off 302 yards, 5 TDs. Yeah. It was over. That one was over before halftime as well. So even Nick Saban didn't even have to coach the game. The man didn't even have to show up to the game. It wasn't gonna matter.
Yeah.
Why'd you put Mix or Dix?
For Jeffrey, just in case he didn't know who we were talking about.
What did I say? What did I say last week? Washington versus the Cowboys. I said Washington was going to do just enough on defense, but I lied. They did a lot enough on defense to slow down the Cowboys. They did, man. I really don't even. We don't even know what to say. Gibson, how many? He had 3 TDs. I just think Dallas, they weren't able to execute on offensive end. So that's all I gotta say about that game. Y'all want to add anything? Y'all can say Kyron was right. That's it. I'll accept.
I mean, it's another disappointing performance for the Cowboys. I expected a good matchup. That's why I picked them to win. You know, going to halftime, looked like the game was going to be good. But as soon as coming out there, first drive, fumble Elliott decides to give it away again. Like, I just don't understand. And then let's go back to that play where they decide to go for it on 4th down on their own 20th. Like, it just does not make any sense.
Reverse play?
Yeah, it was like in the first quarter. Like, why would you go for it on your own 20 on the 4th yard? It didn't even it wasn't even like a decent attempt. You could have passed it.
The analytics, bro. The analytics, man.
What analytics says that they will convert that?
That's me.
That'll work. That's about as bad as pulling out Blake Snell in a World Series game when he's hot.
It was in the fourth quarter. It was like 2016 in the fourth, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a close game until the fourth quarter. That's when Washington, they separated themselves. They 21-0 skunk.
And even Alex Smith didn't even really play that game, play that well. You look at the stats. Andy Dalton, I mean, they had pretty much the same game. You know, Andy Dalton threw for more yards. They both had 1 interception and 3 sacks. But it's like Dallas passed their pass rush is just garbage. Like they just can't control anybody. And it's like they just ran it up the field on them.
Our problems on defense is rush defense and third down. Those third down conversions that opposing teams get, it's like it doesn't matter if it's third and short, third and long. Most likely they're going to convert. And I don't know what the issue is, but you can't win a game if you continue to allow teams to stay on the field longer, where your defense they get tired and your offense has no rhythm. So that hurt us.
Don't let Kansas City come to town.
Oh.
I can't wait for that to happen. I'm glad it happened this year. I want our team to be healthy, and I want them to come. Hopefully, it's in Dallas and not in
defense on
KC.
third down look like the Seahawks, just bad.
They're about the same this year when it comes to defensive statistics. I think what really hurt us was Jalen Smith not getting that touchdown, that pick six.
Yeah.
That hurt us. And then Zeke, that you run it on first down, you don't get anywhere because the offensive line is depleted. Zach Martin went out and Cam Irvin went out in the beginning of the game. So when you don't have Zach Martin, the last man standing, that is your best player on the team, really. It doesn't matter what position, he's just the best player on the team. So when you lose him, there is no running game, and it showed. When you see that stat at the bottom, Dallas total rushing yards was only 60. That was their team total rushing yards. Washington had 182, and that was just Antonio Gibson all by himself, really. So one guy against Tony Pollard and Zeke, and they weren't effective because Zach Martin was out. That messes up everything.
All right, Ravens versus Steelers got postponed. We all know for like the third time this week, but I think Lamar was going to be out again, so I was choosing the Steelers to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all picking the Steelers. J.K. Dobbins is back. Mark Ingram is back, but I think I know Lamar is out, and I think Mark Andrews is still out, and Calais Campbell on the defensive side, and Juden. So they're
and their list keeps getting longer on that COVID.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting some guys back. It did help that they pushed it back to Wednesday afternoon, but when you don't have Lamar Jackson, you don't have a chance. Like, do we really think RG3 is going to come in there and dominate Steelers defense as ranked number one or at least top five in every defensive category?
I mean, RG3 does have an arm, unlike Lamar.
RG3 does not have an arm. This isn't Baylor.
Beats.
He does have an arm.
All right, well.
Robert Griffin the fourth. You talking about the third.
Well, we have the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. I'll say this is a hard-fought game. But the Chiefs, they had it won. I'll say in the first half. The Buccaneers battled back.
Final score is deceiving.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is deceiving.
Very deceiving. Easy could have been 40.
Yeah.
I just think no team in the NFL can really match Kansas City's offense. So
Nope.
I think that's why, as you guys said, scores deceiving. But hey, man, I give the Buccaneers credit for hanging in there.
True. But when Tyreek Hill, when Cheetah, when he didn't get 203 yards in the first half, I think that was just in the first quarter, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boy, crazy.
the guy that I think was it David or something, the DB for Tampa Bay, they must have known going to that game he was the weakest link. Like, there's no way that he could keep up with Cheetah, and they target him the whole time, and it was I felt bad for the guy after a while. Like, I don't care how competitive you are. I'm sure Mahomes, like, every time, like, he was like, I have to throw it because I want to win the game, but I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, man.
I don't think Mahomes felt bad. He was just straight launching them things.
462 yards, bro. That man was slinging it.
As soon as he hugged the ball, all right, just go.
Yeah, Yeah, he didn't
But
even look
Tyreek
back.
probably not even open. Oh, go get it.
Yeah.
If he would have had Carson Wentz doing it, Carson Wentz would have actually probably won the game. Still, the way he was throwing the ball on Monday.
Now to
Yep.
finish off the weekend results, Hill and Kelsey, they ended Sunday ranked number 1 and number 2 in receiving yards this season. But there was a game that happened Monday Night Football, Seattle versus Philadelphia. Darius Slay, he needs to change his name because DK Metcalf slayed him the whole game. That man went crazy, and now he's number 1 in receiving yards. He leads the NFL, which is crazy, Albert, because you and I, we always go back and forth about Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson not having any type of like assets, any great teammates surrounding them. And then you see these stats right here, and Patrick Mahomes has 2 of the best wide receivers, and then you have that beast Megatron 2.0 and Tyler Lockett. So they're definitely blessed. They definitely had a lot to be thankful for during Thanksgiving.
Facts.
But thought that was pretty cool.
Especially where DK Metcalf was drafted, for him to come out and have this type of a season is just a show of a testament of his game. And, not everything could be looked at just analytics to see if you're going to be the best player, because he's like the best player that came out of the draft, well, out of receivers. So,
Facts.
Oh, I always look forward to this. It's the NFL third quarter season awards.
Let's go.
hold on,
Pew,
let me
pew,
put on my tie.
pew.
All right, go ahead.
We have a theme song for the
Body
season
yada
awards.
yada 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 yada. But this man.
Oh no, this
Well,
man
you're
look
Yada
like
yada
work
yada
part-time
yada 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 yada.
this man
Work
a
part time at Chippendales.
male stripper.
All right. Welcome back to the NFL quarterly season awards. We're in the third quarter already. Wow, our audience, you look beautiful out there. Wow, give yourself a round of applause. Yeah.
Bravo.
So, our first award that we will be handing out today is the Comeback Player of the Year. Our nominees. Jeff, would you like to name them?
There's a list. We got Alden Smith, Alex Smith, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah, fan favorite.
And then we got Big Ben.
All right, guys. So this one's a little different this year. The last 2 quarter awards, we would just name, like just yell out who we thought deserved the award. But this year, I thought that we should have nominees, and we vote out of the nominees who's more deserving over the others, and then that's who wins. So majority rules. So who votes for Alden Smith? Alex Smith? I'm going for Alex Smith.
What?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Kyler Murray? Jeff, you can't vote twice.
Oh.
And Big Ben. All right, Albert, you go first. Tell us why Big Ben, even though he lost. Congratulations to Alex Smith, third quarter comeback player of the year.
I think coming off that the injury last season for Big Ben, I think he has a lot to prove. When you talk about the best quarterbacks in the league, Big Ben isn't always in that conversation, even though he's been consistent since he's arrived in the NFL, winning 2 Super Bowls, and always had pretty much a winning record when he's played. He's been a consistent quarterback. He's not a great leader, but he definitely had a hell of a season this year. 67% completion, and his team is 10-0. Only team that's undefeated in the NFL, and he got 24 touchdowns. So I think he had a great year thus far.
We're talking about third quarter, man.
Is it comeback player of the quarter or comeback player of the year?
Yeah, I guess so.
Of the quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. He has a good point. It is comeback player of the year, but it's third quarter wars, man. Come on.
Okay, comeback player of the third quarter. But even then, like, okay, yeah. Overall, the whole season, I would give it to Big Ben. But
yeah, overall, the whole season.
did you expect Alex Smith to be on the field again?
From a guy that's going from almost getting his leg cut off.
Cut off. Boy, it got amputated.
Same difference.
No, it didn't get amputated.
How
You
did he get amputated, Jeff?
take that man out there with a prosthetic leg?
Legs, man.
I'm exaggerating. That the injury was so bad. It's like he got amputated.
No, I mean it was close. If those surgeries
Yeah, it
were
was
successful,
very
he had like
close.
17.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Come back and be starting right now. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
this man threw for like 1,030 yards in like the past 4 games, 3 touchdowns, and won all 4.
well, they lost to the Lions, but that was because of Prater's long distance field goal. But they only lost by 3, so he hasn't lost a game other than that one. All right, coach of the year, or for the third quarter, at least. You have Mike Tomlin. Albert stated this earlier. The only undefeated team, Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're most likely going to be undefeated again after this game tomorrow. Sean Payton, his team is number 1 in the NFC. And then you have Andy Reid, defending champions, prestigious coach, future Hall of Famer. Who votes for Mike Tomlin winning this award? Sean Payton? And no Andy Reid. Why no Andy Reid?
Because we knew that the Chiefs were going to be great. I mean, if we started I know it's on the quarter, but if we started the season saying, hey, which team would be undefeated, nobody would have picked the Steelers to be undefeated. It would have been the Chiefs. So with the weapons they got, like you're saying, Kelsey and Hill they're now 2 and 3, but he's been consistent. The Chiefs been consistent, but Mike Tomlin's obviously coached better.
I'm not gonna go against an undefeated team either.
If Mike Tomlin wasn't in this lineup, I would give it to Andy Reid.
Yeah. I don't know how you pick Sean Payton.
The fact that he went most of the season without the best wide receiver in the NFL, one of the best, you can argue, Mike Thomas. And then now you don't have your star quarterback in Drew Brees. You have a guy that is basically a wildcat type quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end.
Guy.
Which I'm upset that fantasy football, they took him off as tight end because I was getting hella points with him in the tight end position. And now they have him as quarterback, and he is cheeks. So the fact that they are still winning games, that defense shows up, Cam Jordan and Jack Rabbit and Lattimore, all those guys, the fact that they're in first place, not only in their division, but in the whole conference, the NFC, I have to give it to Sean Payton because just like Mike Tomlin is that guy that rallies his team in the locker room and that he just raises the energy to another level, Sean Payton does the same thing for his team. So I'm giving it to him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But congratulations to Mike Tomlin for winning Coach of the Third Quarter.
I like how they developed. I like how they were developing their quarterback, Tyson Hill, before Drew Brees was hurt. Like that should really let other offenses know, hey, you can still use your backup quarterback just in case they're going to get hurt, especially with so many injuries this season. Imagine if other teams would have adapted this same type of offense, how productive they would have been.
Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. You have Chase Young, Jeremy Chin, and I forgot this guy's name.
Justin Blackman.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, is it Justin Blackman? It's Julian Blackman.
Yeah.
Justin Blackman.
Julian Blackman.
That's the
My
wide
bad,
receiver from
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. He's supposed to be like the next Des Bryant. So yeah, who picks Chase Young? Jeremy Chin. Okay. And then no Julian Blackman. Jeff, why Jeremy Chin? Have you even watched the Carolina Panthers game this year?
He thought you said Jeremy Lin.
Oh,
Chill out. See, I went with Jeremy Chin for a simple fact that he had 17 solo tackles this quarter. So I thought that was impressive. So I went that direction.
Some people have him as a lock to win this award, like the actual award for the whole season, because he's so versatile. He can play the slot. He can play the other positions when it comes to being a DB, safety, linebacker. I even think he can play that every once in a while. So he definitely has
how
the
many
talent.
solo tackles?
17.
17.
Yeah, but Chase Young got 22.
Ooh.
Does he though?
Yes, he does. What do you mean does he? Y'all making this up.
Yeah, but he's the front seven though. They come through him first.
Yeah, well, like you said, it was coming off that injury. So for him to come back and do what he's done, I think that speaks to his game and his heart.
I think when you're on a team where the defense is the top defense in the league, at least their front seven, and you don't.
Are you talking about for the year or these past 4 games?
Oh, my fault. I was talking about for the year. Sorry.
Yeah.
The quarter. Oh, you weren't talking to me. Yeah, but the fact that he doesn't hide in the shadows with the rest of those guys like Sweat and Kerrigan, and he still is one of the best in that front seven, I have to give it to him, to Chase Young.
Dang,
All right.
he had 17 sacks in the last 4 games?
Yep.
What was he
17
there before?
17
Tackles.
sacks.
I mean, not
Oh,
17
not
sacks.
sacks.
17
I'm about
tackles.
to say, this man a Hall of Famer already.
17 tackles?
In the third quarter.
How many does he have for the year?
I don't know. I ain't
17.
looking at it.
17.
That's what I'm saying. He must.
Nah, he's a beast. All right, so Chase Young wins Rookie Defensive Player of the third quarter. And now we move to the offensive side.
For the offensive rookie of the year, rookie offensive player of the year, we got James Robinson, Justin Jefferson, and Justin Herbert.
3 really good rookies on the offensive side. Anybody voting Justin Jefferson? If this is touchdown celebration, I vote him. James Robinson, Justin Herbert. This is why I picked James Robinson. Jacksonville,
Yeah,
1 in
Mike
10.
Fancy.
Yes, and he's a great pickup on my. I'm glad that I chose him for fantasy football. But undrafted rookie, Justin Herbert, this is what he is supposed to be doing. He has Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry. Eckler just came back, so he didn't really get to utilize him in the backfield, but he will soon. You have Anthony Lynn as a coach. I respect Anthony Lynn. Defense is not great, but you do have Joey Bosa. Darwin James is out, which that sucks. But anyway, this is what we expect from Justin Herbert. That's why he was picked so high in the draft. But James Robinson is an undrafted rookie, and he's 3rd in rushing yards. 3rd in the league. Undrafted rookie. Offensive line is terrible. Ask Minshew. Ask Luton asked the guy that just came in for this last matchup, and he is consistent every week. Now, anybody want to share why they chose Justin Herbert?
Man goes hard, man. This
Yeah, I
dude,
think.
Where are the wins?
it
Yeah,
doesn't
but that's
matter
not
about the wins.
That's not on him. We all expect our quarterback that's great in college to come out and be great, but that's not always the case. More than likely, it's usually not the case. It takes them a while to develop and get better. But Justin Herbert has been consistent all season, and it's just the wins not matching up. But that's not really his fault. He's doing his part. So
1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this quarter. Let's go.
So why do they fall short? Why is it not his fault?
I think it's just the weapons that they don't have. I mean, I think it's just the defense, honestly. Um, it's like they get to a point where they're doing great in the game, and then it is just like their defense can't keep the opposing team to their score. It's just like they let them run all over. It's just been the same thing all season.
Well, Justin Herbert, congratulations to you winning Rookie Offensive Player of the third quarter. Now, defensive player. We have Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, and Fred Warner. Who votes for number 99? TJ Watt? Fred Warner? Okay. Jeff, I see you. I see you, my boy. Why Fred?
This man had 28 tackles in the last 4 games, man. This quarter.
He's a beast,
This man going crazy.
He's a
Like,
beast.
yeah, like as far as like at least the past this quarter, TJ Watt and Aaron Donald, their stats are similar. They had a couple sacks. They had a couple tackles. This man Fred Warner had 28.
To piggyback on what Jeff said, even though I didn't pick him, I was close to picking him. Aaron Rodgers, and you have to believe this, man, because he's played great defensive players. For him to say to Fred Warner, the film don't lie, you should be all pro. That says something about this young guy. So he
why didn't
definitely
you
has
pick him?
I had to pick TJ Watt, just like I picked Chase Young. When you're on a team that has the top defense and you're the leader of that bunch, I have to go with you. You're obviously the captain of that defense. When you think of the Steelers defense, who's the first player that comes to mind? TJ Watt.
TJ.
Watt.
I almost picked him. But hey, man.
He's doing better than JJ Watt.
Yeah.
Just facts.
He's not doing better than Derek Watt, but second place is good too.
What team does Derek play for?
I don't know. All right, TJ Watt won another quarterly season award for defensive player.
He plays for the Steelers.
Derek Watt does?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What?
All right, now offensive player. Kyron, do you know these 3?
Russell Wilson, Derrick Henry, and Patrick Mahomes.
All right, who's picking Russ? Oh God, I already know.
Oh no, I'll just do it with my eye. I didn't pick.
Should be interesting.
He talking about me. I didn't pick him.
Oh,
Oh,
Dang.
surprise, surprise, surprise.
this man about as bad as Jeff.
What?
Derrick Henry, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, okay. This is the most valuable player. Okay, I know what you're waiting for. All right, so why Patty?
He's at the best last 4 games out of these 3.
That's what I would say.
Like Russ just been throwing picks, and I got Derrick Henry and Russ on my fantasy team, and Derrick Henry wasn't that great 2 weeks ago, so I know for a fact Patty Mahomes has done better than both of them.
Yards, TDs, all day.
Big facts.
That
big
may
facts.
be true. I went with Derrick Henry for the simple fact of the Tennessee Titans. Everything runs through Derrick Henry. That man been going crazy.
Ryan Tannehill doesn't have a good game unless Derrick Henry's having a good game. A.J. Brown
Exactly.
definitely is having a good game, but Ryan Tannehill isn't having a good game because Derrick Henry has to have a good game for Ryan Tannehill to have a good game. And he leads the league in rushing. Dalvin Cook and him go back and forth, but the man had like $178 in that last game against Indianapolis.
Yeah.
One of the best
touchdowns.
defenses. We talk about great defenses. Washington, Pittsburgh,
Ran all the way through them.
Indianapolis is right there with them.
So what's the tiebreaker?
Well, Kyron, who'd you pick? Patty?
Mm-hmm. Has he won it before?
Like out of our season awards?
No.
Like
Has
in
he
real
won
life?
it? Yeah.
Offensive player?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he won it the same year that he won MVP in 2018.
I think so too.
Oh, that's true.
Well, because of that reason, I will pick. I want to give it to him again.
Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was about to make my case because he played the Jets. That's the Jets. He played the Panthers. They almost lost. And he had a subpar game. And he played Vegas. Game wasn't that great. Only that last drive was. Kansas City, he had a great first half. So I'd have to make my argument. Thank you, Kyron, for breaking the tie.
Well, congratulations to Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Last one. The one that our beautiful audience has been waiting for so patiently. Thank you, our posters out there. This is the most coveted award. Most valuable player. We have Russ. We have King Henry. And we have Patrick, my homeboy, who will be crowned MVP of the third quarter. Is it Russ? Wow. Okay.
Wow.
He hopped off the bandwagon.
I'm shocked.
Is it Derrick Henry?
Oh.
Patrick Mahomes?
What?
No, I'm picking Patrick. I'm picking
Oh,
Patrick.
I was like, dang.
Unanimous decision. No, I'm
Unanimous MVP.
Well, I think he
My
leads the league in passing, right? Passing yards.
This man's a beast.
I think
That's
so.
it.
Yeah.
This man is a beast.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast. No explanation.
Just he's a beast.
Well, that was it for the third quarter season awards. NFL third quarter season awards. We'll be back after week 16. Yeah, week 16. Week 17 doesn't count because
The
usually
final.
they bench players and stuff, starters. So
True that.
all right, before we move on from the NFL, last thing I wanted to touch on. This is the current playoff picture for this season. If the season were to end today,
Cardinals sliding in there.
this would be the seeding. Based on these standings, who represent the AFC and Super Bowl and also in the NFC? What's your prediction?
Chiefs, AFC. NFC's a toss-up. I don't know.
It really is.
Steelers and Saints.
I don't see the Saints making it.
Yeah, the Saints, they always shoot themselves in the foot during the playoffs. Always find a way to lose.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
And then
The
they cry
Packers-
about it.
the Packers, they haven't gotten over that hump since they won in 2011. Seahawks are the same way. Just for some reason, they can't get over that hump in the postseason. So it's really hard. The Rams, they could be dangerous in the postseason. Buccaneers, too, when you have someone like Tom Brady who shows up when it matters.
I
Playoff
think they gonna
Tom.
make it to the. I don't think they gonna make it to the Super Bowl.
Nah, if they play
It'll be
the Saints
surprising if
have
they
their
do.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs Saints.
I don't see the Chiefs beating the Steelers.
I do.
Yeah, me too.
I think this is. Ben Roethlisberger's last hurrah with the Steelers.
Yeah, when he loses in the
It's
playoffs
it's
against Kansas City.
Yeah, that's
there.
I think that's gonna-
They're bound at that his third title. It's just gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's gonna be a good game if they do make it to the championship.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Real good game.
Tampa Bay, if they don't make the playoffs, I see Tom Brady asking, it's mutual decision. He wants out of that final year of his contract,
Ooh.
and he signs with the San Francisco 49ers. They'll trade Jimmy G to the Patriots, and he'll go to San Francisco, where he basically was born in that area, grew up a 49ers fan, a Joe Montana fan, and that's where he will end his career.
Did
You
you
don't think he's gonna retire with the Patriots?
did you press
No.
stop recording?
That'll never happen.
There's-
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey, turn up. So we all had a good Saturday. We had a nice little exhibition come through. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Mike Tyson, killer, 15 years out of the game, comes back for this exhibition. Roy Jones Jr., he was great. Retired 3 years ago. So basically I have two legends here going at it. Amazing.
Roy Jones Jr., like, he retired 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Bro, oh my gosh, bro. I was like,
gassed.
who is this man here, bro? It
Roy Jones
looked like
Sr.
two bro, it looked like two uncles at the cookout fighting, man.
Dylan, why did you say something? I see you take off. I forgot to take.
This man, I didn't even know.
He's choking. The tie was too tight. Yeah, so when people bought that pay-per-view fight, this is what they thought they were getting. But they got this instead. Oh.
Hey, but to give them credit though, I expected the fight to be a lot worse. That the fight was the best version of what that fight could be.
Sure.
Besides the ending, I don't think it was a draw. Obviously, Tyson won.
It was rigged. Gold.
I think that's. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying it was rigged to go the distance.
Oh yeah, I think Tyson obviously.
Tyson was trying to knock him out.
Well, they had already set those rules before the match, no knockouts, and even someone said it. I think it was Shannon. He said, I think Roy Jones Jr. had a talk with Mike Tyson, and he said, "Please don't hit me in the face, because if you do, like, one just clean hit right there in the jaw, I'll probably be lights out." So I think that's why Mike Tyson just attacked his body so much. Even though Roy Jones Jr. said after that fight, he still hits hard. Like, those blows still hurt. So he still took a punishment, but it wasn't bad. I think Mike Tyson, as much of a killer as he is, he's older now, so he's not as
Vicious.
Yeah, so he went easy. I think there's that mutual respect. Snoop Dogg said, "Oh Lord, I hope he don't have a flashback," because they were, you know how they hug each other when they get winded. He was close.
Oh man.
Vander Holyfield said he wanted next. I honestly thought there would have been a better matchup for Vander Holyfield and Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. That never made sense from the get-go.
Yep. Yeah, look at him. Look at that bicep. He's in way better shape than Roy Jones Jr. And man, those two, I think they'll go at it.
I don't
It's
think
almost
it was
like
Mike Tyson. It
Jeezy
wasn't
versus
Mike Tyson.
Gucci.
Oh man.
Evander
It definitely
Holyfield
wasn't.
is Gucci.
I have my money on Holyfield.
Nah, not
I
me.
ain't picking nobody over Tyson.
I don't think it was that man last fight. It wasn't.
Not even Tyson's chicken.
What?
What were you saying, Kyron?
I said that that definitely wasn't Mike Tyson's last fight.
No, it wasn't. I
Oh,
think
man, that man was looking smooth.
yeah,
Yeah.
that rejuvenated him.
Bottom weave. What?
They gave him purpose again.
Exactly. All right.
We ain't gonna talk about the other fight.
We're saving that for boy, I'm on your head.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
With the release of the PS5, there's a lot of companies that are gonna release versions of their PS4 games to the new system.
Let's go.
But what classic games do they need to bring back or release? And for me, the best PS4 game that was, the best PS4 game I think they need to bring back is The Last of Us. I think that was a pretty good game.
I need to get back into the whole story mode.
That game hit different during the pandemic.
Yep. I was laughing, man.
What do y'all think?
I had to go with like maybe FIFA 14 or one of the 2K games before. Not like 20 or 19, but probably like 2K17 or something with PG on the cover. I play sports, so probably one of those. What about you, Jeff? I know that you had the Spider-Man game, and that was one of the top games of the year that it was released.
That game is dope, man. I haven't either.
It is dope. What about Call of Duty? Y'all were avid Call of Duty players.
It's the same game every year.
Yeah, they don't need to bring it back. Just keep doing what they doing.
I don't want it.
Actually, I like Modern Warfare 2. If they want to bring a reboot on that, but
They charge
it's all
you
the same.
an arm and a leg for fake guns. They charge you an arm and a leg. Like, you got to pay the price of the game, then you got to pay for fake guns, and then none of it transfers.
What are you paying for? What are you talking about?
What you pay for? You literally pay for like for the new skins and new stuff on Call of Duty.
I never spend a dime on Call of Duty.
You haven't, but people do.
Yeah.
People spend. I know people that spend hella money on Call of Duty.
They
just
crazy.
like the people do it.
And then you have to pay for more storage because it takes up all your storage space.
Exactly.
That it does do. That makes me mad.
Every time I come home, every time we get Jeff, we would come home. We say, "Oh, I got to update every day."
Yep.
All the time.
I'm like, "All right, yeah."
I was like, bro, I just updated it like 2 days ago, bro.
Like, y'all gonna hop on? Yep. And then get on. Like, yep. Not today.
That was me when I tried to play you in Madden.
Well, your stuff still updating.
Yeah, that game told me expected. What does it say? Like expected time to be done. It told me 2021.
It said, just get the new one.
I'm gonna use that to count down for the new year. 5, 4.
Finally get to play, man. Yeah.
Error.
They bring
by the PS5.
Those NFL 2K games used to go hard, especially the one with the T on the cover.
I never got to play that.
Man, you missed out. Yeah. So I want to ask y'all that. We're talking about PS4 games. What about previous generations? So you can go back to PS1. So out of like PlayStation games, PS2, PS3, PS4, which one would you like to see re-released and updated for the new next gen, the PS5? I know, Kyron, you talked about Def Jam Fight Night, Fight for New York.
Yeah, man. With like they can do some updated rappers on there, bro. I can bet my left kidney that ain't nobody beat me in that game.
Who you picking, the baby?
Oh, that would be dope. Updated rappers in Def
I
Jam.
don't know who I'm picking.
I think a game they need to re-release is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Was that code on the on the PlayStation? Because I only played that on Xbox.
Didn't they already?
It was cold on PS2.
Is it on like
Had all them cheat codes.
PC? It's not on PC or anything like that.
It's on PC, but it's still the same graphics.
They need to update the graphics.
The graphics are horrible. Looking back, the
Yeah.
graphics are horrible.
Yeah, I just seen a
Yeah.
YouTuber do like a walkthrough and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, they need if they're gonna re-release, they need to give it the updated graphics.
Jeff, you
Oh,
gotta
2K.
play. You gotta play NFL 2K5 though. That game was ahead of its time. Like all those little in-game presentation that they have for like 2K with like Shaq and Ernie and all them pregame and halftime. 2K5 blew them out the waters when it came to that because Chris Berman was on there. Whoop.
Yep.
They had like the
Yep.
halftime show and the post game report, and it was like this was 2004-05. They were doing
Exactly. Even the old 2K basketball games when they had AI on the cover for like 15 years straight, those were cold. I
Yeah,
swear
AI.
that man was on every cover.
They had AI for 15 years, then Shaq for 6.
That's funny. That 2K used to be cold, man. Madden's trash, so they it's a good time to make a comeback if 2K want to go ahead and take that on.
They can't though. Madden bought the licensing for
Oh,
to be the official
wow.
video game. But whenever that does expire, I will love to see 2K. But I don't know if you ever played another NFL game called NFL Game Day. You ever played that? LaDainian Thompson was on the cover of one of them. That game was cold too, but it wasn't 2K.
I
but
think
it
I
was
played the
cold.
demo.
It was cold.
They one where they had like it was just like one of the games. It was like you used to do like competitions with like the quarterbacks. Like I don't know what it was. I
The
used to play with
Streets?
Brett Favre all the time. Nah, it wasn't Streets. It was something else. I forgot what it was.
They need to bring back the street games.
Yeah,
I love
boy.
FIFA Street, man. I had fun with that.
I'm also cold.
Yeah, FIFA was
Oh,
cool,
no.
but man, NBA Streets is
Yeah, that's a
man
That was
that
something
game.
else.
different level.
Triple dunk.
Yeah, that game breaker on Volume 3 took
It would
15
be
minutes.
horrible if you lose it. You gotta sit there through the game break. Like, come on, man. Nobody want to see this.
And then it subtract your points about like 5.
I always shows Yao Ming just gold 10 all day.
Oh yeah,
Him or Shaq.
him or Shaq.
NFL Street was cool too. But yeah, I'm picking Streets, 2K5. There was a game called Sly Cooper on PS2. He was a raccoon. Cold game.
Oh,
Cold
I know
game.
what
You
you're
talking
talking about.
about? Yeah.
Yep. What else am I
My mama
picking?
never bought me that game.
What's the name was actually good too? Max Payne. Max Payne was cold on PS2.
Never played that one.
And Bad Boys. Bad Boys had a game when Bad Boys
What?
2 came out. Yeah.
What?
When Bad Boys 2 came out, the graphics were garbage. And 50 Cent Bulletproof. That game was cold.
I knew you was gonna say that. I was waiting on it. I was
forgot
surprised you didn't
about
say it.
That game
50 Cent
was,
Bulletproof went hard.
those stories on that game were like story mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was cold.
that's before like all the online took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, now no one really cares for stories nowadays.
You could play his music in the game. Them are cold.
You ever play SSX Tricky? Or SSX3?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. The snowboarding game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Tony
that
Hawk's.
was lit.
All his games. That one
Yeah.
game on PlayStation. I
Tony
had
Hawk's are cold.
TNT. Oh, man, no game came
And
on
you
better
get-
than that.
You got to build your own skate park. That's the coolest thing. Like, you can build your own skate park. That's like,
If you need to go to the other side of town, you could just hitch a ride on the back of a minivan.
Oh yeah, I remember all that. I don't remember which one I had. I had one of
Me
them.
either. I
Y'all
can't
remember.
remember.
They had some dope BMX games too.
y'all, yeah, they did. What's that game? NASCAR wasn't bad either. It's a BMX game. I forgot what it was. Used to
Yeah,
race. I
NASCAR games
forgot.
weren't bad. I just always drove on the wrong side of the road, on the the
Man,
opposite side.
it
Boy
got
driving in
boring.
the traffic. Ah.
I'm
Need
not
for
driving
Speed.
around for like 15 hours. That's just boring.
Yeah.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. I'm not going to get those 5 stars. Just go ahead and give me like at the beginning. I want the action
Oh,
right away.
Midnight Club 3. Midnight
Yep.
Club 3 went hard.
Oh yeah, dude.
Gotta put a racing game in there.
Dub edition.
Yep, double
Yep.
edition.
That
Need
was-
for Speed.
Oh yeah, Need for Speed. I was trash at those games. So
Oh yeah.
any type of racing game. That's how I drive now.
I always thought I would be a bad driver because I was bad at racing games.
You are.
Dang.
Best driver
Right.
in the world.
PlayStation. We already said Tony Hawk.
Ooh, Crash.
Crash, baby.
Crash was lit.
Are you ready to rumble? You ever
Bro,
played
that
that
was
game?
my game, bro.
Yeah.
That game was so lit.
What? Jeff, you never played Ready to Rumble?
I don't think so.
You know,
Oh, the dude with the
That
afro? Bro, I don't know his name, but he was cold.
Afro.
I probably
his name's like
did
Afro
play,
Man.
but I don't remember.
Man.
I
And
played,
the
I played a lot
combos-
of games on PlayStation 2, man. I had a game stack about this tall, boy.
PlayStation. Bring all these games back, man. I'm going through like a nostalgic moment right now.
They had Michael Jackson already.
I would play Crash right now if I could.
I have it. The 3-pack,
Oh, word.
if you ever want to borrow it.
all day I used to hate is just
Well,
like
I'm at your house right now.
you,
Ding dong.
it's the CDs. You put a game in, it's just if it's scratch, boy, it boy would just sit
Oh,
there.
man.
That's the worst feeling ever, boy.
I used to use alcohol,
Oh, y'all remember the
everything.
memory card?
Oh my, bro, those big memory cards, bro.
That happened with me with Ready to Rumble, bro. I used to play that game so much.
Bro, you get that air, bro, like your life was over. You want to play that back. I used to go around the whole CD.
Heck yeah, with the alcohol too.
Yeah, with the
Heck yeah.
alcohol
They ain't do
It did not
nothing.
work. No.
at all.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
You get
another
mad
game
at
that
when people holding the game like this. Like, nah, but you gotta hold it like this.
heck yeah, or it's on the floor, they didn't put it back in the case. Like what?
It's like, oh man.
Nah, these ain't your games. You go back home and treat your games
Exactly.
like that. I was raised differently. I don't get another one. That was before they had insurance on games.
Man, nobody buy insurance.
I do. At $5, you didn't already spend 120. Might as well just spend 125. College basketball, already a week down. You see the top 10. Gonzaga still #1, Baylor #2. These two actually play each other soon. I don't know if it's tomorrow or what. Iowa, they had this big man on that squad that scored like 31 points in the first half. He went off in one of those games. So they're #3. Duke is #6. They're playing Michigan State. I'm sure the game is over now. Illinois, their first 2 opponents, they blew them out by like 55 plus points and almost lost their third game. Would have been an upset, but they barely won it. Kansas lost to Gonzaga, but they're still in the top 10. Surprisingly, Creighton is #9 in Houston. Villanova lost, upset early in the season, and also Virginia, 2 teams that won the national championship recently, both lost surprising defeats. And then Kentucky also lost against Richmond at home. That's unheard of. Kentucky never loses games at home, especially against an unranked opponent.
Exactly.
So that was shocking. So a lot of madness already. I guess they're not waiting until March. All right, Kai Light, tell us a little bit about that game, Gonzaga versus Kansas.
All right, man. Let me walk y'all through this. Just to give y'all like a little recap of what the game was like. All right. So, the first 62 seconds of the game, just listen. Just listen.
I'm listening.
Featured 10 points, 2 turnovers, a highlight dunk, and a tech.
Oh!
in
Oh,
the first
you weren't there.
62 seconds. First 62 seconds. So if that doesn't set the tone for like how crazy like that game was and like how fast paced and crazy that game was, like I don't know.
What does? Yeah.
Yeah. So and Kansas
that's
finished
crazy.
last season like only allowing like 60 points per game, and Gonzaga had almost that before halftime. They had like 54, whatever. So just to tell you, you know, how crazy this team is going to be and how exciting they're going to be to watch.
Jalen Suggs is
Jalen Suggs, man.
the guy.
Yep.
Highest ranked, highest prospect to commit to Gonzaga in that school's history. Number 6 prospect, and he's playing like a guy that could win the top basketball player of the year award that Obi Toppin won recently. I can't think of what the thing is, like the Naismith Naismith Award or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And he had a poster in like the first 40 seconds of the game.
Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. I have a question for you guys. Since the NBA season will start soon and college basketball season is going on right now, 2 powerhouses that every year they deliver, they mold these college athletes for a year and then they're done. One and done usually. And they ship them off into the NBA and they're NBA ready as soon as they declare for the draft. But which college produces more of those NBA ready pros? Duke or Kentucky?
Kentucky.
Ooh.
Freaking NBA sweatshop over there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why they suck every year, because they don't have. There's always a brand new team every year.
Oh yeah.
I came up with a starting lineup for each of those teams. This is the ideal starting 5.
These are active players, right?
Yeah, active players, and these are players under Coach K and under Coach Calipari, because you could have Rajon Rondo in there, but he wasn't under Coach Cal. So these are guys that were playing during the years that those coaches have been at the schools. Now, Coach K's been at Duke since like before I was born. So yeah. So obviously all these guys will play for Coach K. But yeah, these are guys that are in the NBA currently. So you have De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo versus Kyrie Irving, RJ Barrett, Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, and Marvin Bagley III.
Kentucky on competition, man.
Stupid on them.
I like Duke.
So you'll take this starting 5 over Kentucky?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Why is that?
Stop the cap, Albert. Oh my gosh.
You see this cap? What?
This was an actual team playing. Like with their actual coaches, I will pick Team Duke.
Is it Coach K that gives them the edge?
Yes, Coach K is like top 5 coach ever. Like,
Man.
he shapes these guys from when they come in to when they leave, and these guys always remember. Like, there's
Albert, you tripping?
Let's go one by one to these matchups.
Please.
Let's go.
All right, bro.
You don't even know who the first person. Who's the PG on the Kentucky team?
De'Aaron Fox.
He ain't beat Kyrie. Jeff didn't even know that. Jeff is a Kyrie lover.
Okay, that's one. I agree with you there. I'm a basketball connoisseur, bro. I know everybody. All right, bro. But
Kyrie.
This second matchup though, RJ Barrett is getting the absolute work, bro.
Is it really though?
Tell me he got to get.
Yes, he is.
He getting no work.
He getting dropped off.
I'm taking Murray over.
Is he getting
Barrett.
work or is he getting like part-time work? He ain't getting full-time.
He's getting overtime work.
There's really no 2 that you can put there,
Exactly.
because You could put J.J. Redick, you could put Cam Reddish or Gary Trent Jr., Justin Winslow. That's the three, really. Seth Curry, Rodney
Yeah.
Hood, but I was like, nah. I
Nah.
thought RJ Barrett was the best.
Let's go with this next matchup.
This is the best matchup.
Oh,
Yes.
That's a toss up, but
Ain't no toss up.
I'm giving it
it
to.
is.
I don't know.
Exactly,
There's no
it's a
toss
toss
up.
up.
There's only one player that's been compared to Kobe. Saying there's the next Kobe.
Yeah, D Book. I'm giving it to Devin
Yeah,
Booker.
What?
me too.
They both can
I'm
guard
giving
each
it to
other.
Booker.
Yeah,
I'm giving it to Booker.
I don't even know.
No, I ain't
thought-
giving it to Booker.
I'm gonna go
Jason-
with JT.
Jason Tatum
Thank you, Kyrie.
has the edge when it comes to height, but that don't mean nothing to a shooter like D Book.
That's facts.
Hand in his
gonna
face,
shoot.
he's still dropping 40. Well, not with this team because Anthony Davis is gonna get all the touches, but
Exactly. And Jason
Damn,
Tatum.
now the next one is not like where you just like, okay, Anthony Davis will win
Yeah,
that
it's not.
matchup.
It's not.
Did y'all watch the Pelicans versus Lakers? Zion was giving him this business.
For real?
Yep.
It was,
Yes.
yeah.
This is not an easy matchup. That's what I'm saying.
Huh.
The 5 is though, because
The
you can have
Bam is.
you got Bam. You can even have an injured Boogie against Marvin. And you can have. I didn't put Cat in there, but you can also put Cat.
Yeah, that's true.
Bam is working.
So obviously Team Duke is taking it. All right.
They not.
Good talk,
They
guys. They
You
are.
got a point because Coach K. I like it.
Coach K, yes. If this was like their coaches coaching this team, Coach K would outcoach Calipari. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
Duke is definitely.
that's true.
I mean, Kentucky.
But the
definitely
talent,
putting up
though,
more
the
points.
talent, bro.
But talent doesn't always win. You can have a lot of talent and
It
still
is.
not
It
win.
is today. It is today.
Nah,
Kentucky's putting up more points than this Duke team.
nah.
Facts.
It is.
First of all, Kyrie Irving not passing the ball.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, him and
So,
Jason
yeah.
Tatum. Him and Jason Tatum didn't work out. That's why he left Boston.
Exactly.
RJ
So,
Barrett gonna give
so
you
you already
10
had
points.
bad chemistry, so y'all not winning, bro.
But you got Zion dunking. He gonna be dunking on AD.
He ain't gonna get the ball.
Please.
You got to get past AD, and then you have to meet Bam at
Bam.
the rim, bro.
That's what Zion's gonna do to Bam. Bam, right on his head.
No, that's
No.
not gonna happen.
That's not happening to me.
I hate seeing Marvin Bagley and RJ Barrett in this lineup.
I do too.
It's so
bro. It
it's so
kinda
hard to
frustrating.
it's so hard to pick Duke because
Yeah.
those are like two weaknesses that you really can't
It's
Mhm.
bad.
like hide.
Jamal Murray dropping 50.
Jamal Murray
Yep.
going crazy on RJ.
RJ Barrett not that bad though.
He's not.
You gonna get blown by like the whole time.
Yeah,
he's
but-
not bad, but he can't compare it to Jamal Murray. Simple.
He can't. Give him a
Kyrie
couple
gonna
years.
play
I'm glad
defense.
you agree.
De'Aaron Fox
couple
gonna blow
years.
past him, but he ain't gonna.
And he's
guard
also
him.
one-dimensional. This man just straight driving to his left. He the guard version of Julius Randle.
Yeah.
But you don't have Kyrie crossing him up.
Kyrie not passing the ball.
He gonna be looking like a fox out there. He'll be
Yeah, because he gonna swipe her those swiping. You're home.
Kyrie, that's where I was about to go, bro. That man, get out my head.
Kyrie not guarding him either. De'Aaron Fox too fast.
Are you keeping De'Aaron Fox as your point, or you taking John Wall
Definitely not John.
or
Are we talking about Kentucky, John, or we talk about
right
now, John?
right now?
Heck no, everybody taking on John, boy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna forever laugh at this picture, bro.
Oh, I hate
This is a staple of boy, I'm on your head.
Wait,
You hear
bro,
that?
I have a question.
You hear that, intern?
yeah.
I have a question, Albert. Bro, did
Yeah.
you pay for this?
I'm pretty sure I stole it. I did not pay for this. I stole it because I was so mad. I did not pay this guy for this.
So you took it. I would let him keep it.
So
with that.
it's time for our monthly segment of Boy, I'm on your head, where we discuss the outlandish comments or actions done by a particular individual. So let's get this segment started, baby.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
This is the biggest. Boy, I'm on your head. Now, on the screen, you have one of the top lyrical rappers. He was a part of one of the best duo groups
Young
on hip hop.
Thug and Rich Homie Quan.
I'm about to be on your head next.
Javici.
And on the left, you got Young Thug. Now, Young Thug made some asinine comments, just absurd comment, saying that he cannot rap 2 Andre 3000 songs.
stop the cap.
The common fan knows Outkast song. You're telling me you grew up in Atlanta where Outkast made they basically like brought Atlanta back to the mainstream of hip hop during the 90s and the early 2000s with with their music. So you're telling me you grew up and you didn't hear not one Andre 3000 song. You can't remember one Andre 3000 lyric, but you can remember Lil Wayne from New Orleans. You can remember everybody else, but you don't hear the person that is most influential at the time in Atlanta. This is just crazy. Boy, I'm on your head.
It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, look at this. I'm glad you brought that up, Dylan. What was you thinking about? I want to be like Andre and Badu.
Drummond.
Wow.
Andre and Badu. They have a baby together. Erykah Badu, Andre 3000. She literally like transformed this man's life.
Well,
Who were you talking about? Like, what? This is what you call clock chasing.
but that's different though.
Stop
That's
it.
different though.
Yep.
He was probably talking about their relationship. He wants to be like Andre and Badu. He wants that relationship. That has nothing to do with Andre's music.
Why not?
Because it says he wants to be like Andre and Badu.
He still wants to be like Andre in some type of form. He still has to know who he is.
Exactly.
You can't know Andre and not know his music.
Exactly.
That's like on the Joe Budden podcast when Maul said that's like a New York rapper coming out of New York said, I don't know, I can't rap 2 of Jay-Z's songs. Like, that's cap.
It's just impossible.
Yeah, it is cap, but still.
The only reason why Young Thug said that is because he said Elton John, like T.I. asked him, like, you work with Elton John, why can't you work with someone like a legend, an ATL legend like Andre 3 Stacks? And he said because 3 Stacks wants people to kiss his, and Elton John will kiss. So that's why I collabed with Elton John. But Andre, he wants you to praise him for all his accolades and accomplishments. And so
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Andre 3000 shouted this man out many times. I don't believe it. Even if there was a case, you don't disrespect a legend like this.
Well, you're just gonna get outshined.
He don't come. He don't.
That's probably why he wouldn't work with him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not on social media. He minds his own business. And you're talking about you don't know his song. So if Miss Jackson came on right now, you cannot say one lyric. It just doesn't make any sense.
Everyone can. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh.
This man 3 Stacks.
For real.
It's not even bothering him. He's still at Chevron playing his trumpet.
Heck yeah.
So it doesn't even bother him. He probably know this is news right now.
I'm surprised Elton John asked you to kiss a Young Thug. So
I doubt he did that. That man.
I doubt it too. Elton John too big of an artist.
That man's name is Sir Elton John for a reason.
Exactly.
He's the real Rocket Man. James
He
Harden
just don't
is
want
the
to
fake
get
one.
outshined. His ego is too big.
Yeah.
Elton John is a nice guy though.
You met him?
Oh, you met him?
No, but I've
Let you
seen
play
a lot of the
He
interviews.
let you play his piano?
No.
Call you
Yeah,
sir.
he has to be a nice guy to be in the same room and perform with someone like Eminem after some of the tasteless stuff he said.
Yep. Jeffrey,
Cool. What?
Whose head are you on today?
Check this out. As we discussed earlier, we had Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. That's his name, right? When I said it didn't sound right.
This man's name doesn't even start with an N. And you still having a problem? This is Roy Jones
Anyway.
Jr.
I don't know. When I said it, it just sounded weird to me. But anyway,
It did sound weird. You said Roy Jones Jr.
Oh man! But before that fight, we had the highlight of the weekend. We had another trend start that night of 2020. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. Poor Nate Robinson. I'm on your head, man. I'm sorry, but it has to be done.
Mm-mm-mm.
This man, I ain't gonna say a top basketball player, but what a great athlete. He was a star on the court, during his run. He decides to come out here and play box. You cannot play box at all. Boxing is a sport of pain. You can't just hop off your couch and come out here and try to box. This man, Jake Paul, has been taking boxing seriously for the past 2 years. This man has the technique down. He's way, way more advanced than this man, Nate Robinson. This man, Nate Robinson, thought Jake Paul was just a little white boy that he was going to run through as if this was like a street fight or something. That man, Jake Paul, put him down on the ground, out for the count, like 3 times.
That's exactly how he approached the fight, like he was in a street fight. This man was rushing him, and all Jake Paul was just doing, just sitting back and waiting to pick him off.
Exactly. This man laid him out 3 times. And then, after he knocked him out for the final count, this man had the Muhammad Ali pose.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you did.
Dang, it's about to be in that man's home, bro. I bet it's about to be in his home.
Yeah, man. So to all you athletes out there, do not, I repeat, do not come out here and play box. Stay in your lane.
Let's not say all now.
Who?
Yeah, like me,
Who can step in the ring?
I can't step in
James.
the ring, but I'm gonna step on the track and beat you in your own game.
Ooh.
Oh, boy, now I'm on your head, boy. Don't you ever come and disrespect me like that in my
Who is
house.
it? Is it James Jones? James Johnson?
James Johnson, now Dallas Maverick, undefeated in MMA and boxing.
Yes, sir.
But that's
Jake
different.
Paul, because he has the
He's actually a
background.
boxer. Yeah, he has the background.
Yeah.
Nate Robinson doesn't. Most athletes don't.
They
Nate
just think because
Robinson.
they got a great physique and great shape in one area, they think they can cross over. That's not
He
the
didn't
case
even
at all.
he didn't even look like that on the day of the fight. That man looked pudgy.
That's tough, man. Now Jake Paul said he wants to smoke with McGregor. Maybe going a little bit too far.
Oh,
Yeah, I seen that.
This man knocks out Nate Robinson and he's going for Conor McGregor. What's wrong with this man? Somebody stop this fool. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Oh my God.
Hey, man.
I can't
whatever
take
he doing is
nobody.
working.
Yeah, I can't take nobody seriously. They look like a trolls doll.
You do.
It's a similar way to Khabib.
No, that's something they wear in like Russia. This man's trying to
Oh,
be
he about to be on
Goku.
Dragon Ball Z.
I like this though.
He like Goku. He just got a blow dry. He got his hair blow dried.
I think it's dope. But Jake Paul, I'm gonna have to be on his head next because if Conor McGregor accepts this fight, Jake Paul gonna get his butt worked.
They said that's Nate Robinson now. That's his disguise on the left corner. That's the Kyron. That's the pose he's talking about. He was starting to do the Muhammad Ali pose after he knocked out Joe Frazier. They said that they didn't even move Nate Robinson's body from the ring for the Tyson Jones Jr. fight. And then this is just let's not forget Nate Robinson is still that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you go from that to this?
How did I get here?
Bro, this man got laid out, bro. I was scared, bro. I was like, I hope he's okay.
Imagine that he's just laying in the ring the whole time. like
On
that
the
time,
next fight.
like that time Carmelo Anthony was just laid out on the court and they kept
They
playing
just kept playing.
like 8 possessions. Never called a timeout. George Karl like, nah, he already did. Just keep playing.
That was funny.
Bro.
That's funny.
Oh man. Now this right here, this is like I'm on your head times I don't know how many times, but bro, I heard through the grapevine that Drake is coming out with what? I hope they don't sell this at the mall. Like, man, coming out with an $80 candle that smells like him.
What?
Like why? Well, I don't think it's a good look. Bro,
Well,
let's say
Jeffrey said he obviously wants to know what he smells like. So
this man was tripping.
That was a hint for his birthday gift, just in case. Yeah,
Bro, like imagine, bro, like you walk into like it's a girl, you walk into a dude house, you know, girl asks you, oh, what's that scent? You say, oh, this that new Drake. Boy, you don't get your weird.
this is Aubrey.
Like, oh, this that new Drake, and I'm not talking about his album. Like, you don't go, you gonna look like a weirdo, bro. And let's say you, from a woman's perspective, bro, you a guy, you go over, you say, you know, why do you need this Drake scent when you got me like under your nose? Like, why do you need this scent? Like, what do you?
Cause you ain't Drake, boy.
I don't care. Don't bring another dude's scent and candle form.
exactly.
That's funny.
I'm on Drake
Now,
head.
if it was his bank
there you go.
account, that'd be something different.
There goes the candle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
Sweeter Tings.
That was for Pascal Siakam, Spicy P.
Oh my god.
Bro, don't ever give me no candle that smell like
Exactly.
another man. That's
Yeah, I got my own smell.
You said how much the
Dolce
candle
Gabbana.
is running for?
$80.
That ain't too bad though.
what?
I ain't spending no $80 on a candle, especially not
Heck
for a
no.
Drake smell. Boy, you crazy.
Better go to Bed Bath and Beyond. They got sales all the time.
Yeah, you get like
No
2 for 20 or
$80
something
on
like
no
that.
candle. Exactly. Speaking of, pound cake is the best smell from Bed Bath and Beyond. That's a good candle.
Oh, is
It's
it
good cake,
featuring
too.
Jay-Z? That's one of his candles. Does it have a Jay-Z smell?
Oh my gosh.
Cake.
Like, bro, why? I don't understand it, man. On either side, I can't. Like, why? Why?
You do what you want when you popping, bro.
You know,
Oh, you're on his hairline.
oh,
I'm getting my notes together. All right. So, Houston Texans. I was wondering which Texas team I should go at. Not the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a loyal fan. So they're off limits. Texas Longhorns. I was thinking about it. You could be in the Big 12 championship. You're in a great position. Not only do you lose, but you continue to lose players. They're opting out. Every time you lose, no one wants to play for Tom Herman anymore. The era should be over after this season. It should be over now.
Yep.
But I'm not on them. I'm on the Houston Texans. I'm on your head. On your head. And this is why. You have a great player like Deshaun Watson. Dabo Sweeney said this man is the MJ. I don't know if he meant Clemson or the NFL. It's definitely not the NFL, but he's a great talent.
Dabo been saying some weird stuff lately, so I would use
Preach,
him.
brother, preach.
J.J. Watt, Houston, great, legend, on and off the field. And you're wasting their talents.
Waste.
Now, this team went to the playoffs last year. could have beat the Chiefs. Only lost in the second half. They were up by several touchdowns, but Patrick Mahomes does Patrick Mahomes things, and he won, just like he did against Tennessee, just like he did against San Francisco. So you build on that if you're Houston. There's opportunity. There's a possibility that we could be the next Kansas City Chiefs. But what kept them from getting to that next level? They didn't have an Andy Reid. I will, brother. I will. They didn't have an Andy Reid. They had Bill O'Brien, who thought that he was Bill Belichick and thought that he could take on a head coaching role and a GM role. So what does he do? No.
Tell us.
I'm not going to build in the draft.
In the draft.
I'm not going to fix our weaknesses on defense in the secondary.
Oh, man, let me get my fan.
Or the running back position. I'm going to trade one of the best generational talents, wide receivers, one of the best wide receivers since like Jerry Rice, DeAndre Hopkins, a guy that in a season had one drop the whole season. You don't get players like that often. This man traded him for McDonald's fries that were sitting out for 12 hours.
12 hours.
You can't reheat those.
No, sir.
You can't reheat David Johnson after he's washed. You traded DeAndre Hopkins for, who did I say? David Johnson. A second round pick and a fourth round pick. Stop me. Someone stop me.
Stop.
Oh, man.
I can't hear you.
You telling me you couldn't get at least a first round pick and a second round or 2 first round draft picks?
He wanted a Snicker.
Wanted a Snicker. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Okay. So that alone wasn't deemed fireable. They let that man stay on and continue to coach. And they started the season 0-4.
That's tragic.
They fired him after the 4th week. And now they're 4-7, playing a lot better. They're in the hunt. They could possibly grab one of those lower seeds. But maybe it's not just Bill O'Brien.
Uh-oh.
Because even then, you have Kenny Stills on your team, a great wide receiver. He was a hot commodity during the deadline. The Packers wanted him. Other teams wanted him. You could have traded him for a mid-round draft pick, a late-round draft pick, gotten something in exchange. But no. What do? You keep him. You keep him, and then you decide this week we're going to part ways. We're going to cut you so you can go to a team that will possibly be a playoff contender. You don't get anything in return. You let a man like that walk away freely.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm on your head still. I'm not done.
Oh.
Hang in there with me. Hang in there with me. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Man.
Take your time. Take your time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Brother Al. Deacon Al. So, you let him walk away freely. And guess what happens after that?
Tell us.
Will Fuller, your number 2 option behind Brandon Cooks, is out for the season. Not because of injury, because of PEDs.
Oh, somebody
He
call
ain't
a
talking
doctor.
about the candy.
No, not pets. Let me just list Will Fuller's stats that Thanksgiving game against Detroit Lions. 7 targets, 6 receptions, 171 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns.
What?
Longest reception, 40 yards. He's out for the year.
Hold up.
So who would be a great player to fill in that role behind Brandon Cooks? Let me guess. Kenny Stills, but you let him walk away freely.
Let him walk away.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
So
They took the
with
bag
that
of
said,
homeless.
This goes back to Bill O'Brien. Because guess who's the strength and conditioning coach? Brian Cushing.
His son.
Brian Cushing is a former Houston Texan.
Yep.
Didn't get suspended just once, but twice for PD abuse. He got suspended twice by the league. Does he have something to do with Will Fuller being suspended? I don't know.
He the plug.
But I blame Bill O'Brien. So, for all these reasons, and there's a surplus of them, an abundance, Houston Texans, I'm on your head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's it. I'm done. Whew. I'm done.
Yes, brother. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know I had these photos.
That boy was snapping on the mic.
And you better be glad I don't have time to get on your head, Clifford the Big Red Dog. Whoever is in charge of this movie, y'all better be glad I don't have time. Because what the hell are you doing to such a classic cartoon? That's episode 23.
Jumpman.
Our MJ episode. Before we sign off, we need you to do 3 things.
Just 3.
Trace.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pod Ties. Smash the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Lastly, that notification bell. We need you to destroy it.
Like Jake Paul did Nate Robinson.
Oh, you thought it was done, boy?
We still on your head. We hope you're okay though. Hopefully you get like a severe concussion while we make it
It'd
funny.
be alright. Just put some ice on and take an Advil.
All right, with that said, we are Pod Ties. Keep them ties strong. Share with others. Have them join the ties. And we'll see you next time. Peace, Podsters.
Be out.
He's